Hey guys, it's Ben the Coin Geek at Old Pueblo Coin in Tucson, Arizona. Thanks for joining me today for an open box video. OldPuebloCoin.com, TucsonCoinShow.com. Also, we're going to start with a Crackout.com. Here we go. These guys here, I've got a little group of coins we sent out into PCGS. This was for a customer here. This 1861 1 cent was in an NGC 63 holder, and something that I had picked up and he bought right away. He and I both thought this coin was really something else. So these coins were gone for about 2.5 months on their standard service. And on this guy, you've got really a high high luster coin for the date. And he and I were both very optimistic about this coin. And it did not upgrade, so we are now both very shattered. I find this coin to be kind of brutally attractive. There we go. That's one you haven't heard. Brutally attractive. Next up, also a customer's coin on this particular one. This chop marked trade dollar here. Overall has a pretty nice look to it. By the way, we'll get some more crackouts, so you're going to have some fun today. And we got crackouts and callbacks and lions and tigers and bears. Oh my. So the chop marks are when the coin goes over to Asia and gets marked by people who say, yeah, I accept this as currency. Go ahead, bring it back to my store. The original CAC. Look at that die crack on that bad boy. That's cool. Big time die crack. So this coin here, they called a AU details cleaned. And I will say that it's not as easy to tell in this lighting. It is a little bit bright with some hairlines to it. A little bit harder to tell, but it has some. Overall interesting looking coin. Pretty attractive, I'd say. All right, next up, well, this is kind of fun. So this 1923 San Francisco Mint coin, this is one of the rarest Standing Liberty quarters. You can make out the 3 really easy and the S, and so you can know that it's a 23S because there's no 33 and no 33S. So good times. If you have a 1933 Standing Liberty quarter, please contact me. I'd love to see it. This was from a set that we got in, and I really thought it was just a nice, even-looking coin. Still has a decent amount of detail left over in the shield. These coins, the dates were up high, so they wore off first. Same problem we had with Buffalo Nickels, etc., etc. And this came back a VG8. Not sure, this coin I might actually send off to get CAC approved, get a sticker on it. We'll see what happens. Tough coin. This is one of those coins where they actually tend to trade up a little bit of gray sheet, from what I can tell on. That's kind of like just a better date that you'll see them trade up. All right, next up. Oh, by the way, so I guess we should remember to try to work on values a little bit. That means that 23S, I think, especially if I get a sticker on it, it's a $500 coin ballpark. And even if not, I think it's probably a minimum of a $400 type coin. Next, Victim 1854 $50 from New Orleans. I've never been. I want to go. I heard they have planes and things that can get you to New Orleans from Tucson. I'm going to have to try that sometime. Maybe we should have a party in New Orleans. Maybe we'll have a coin Mardi Gras. This goes right up there with my cruise idea. Yeah. Gonna have a cruise, gonna have a Mardi Gras, possibly have my own bourbon. We'll figure it all out eventually. XF45. Let me see. This is a really lovely coin. So I actually thought this coin would come back in AU50. I mean, I'm not upset by that. I mean, basically, I know it says 5 points, but it's really just 1 grade. And once again, this one, I may consider sending it off to get a sticker just because it's so attractive. Nice original look to it. Very strong coin. And that one, probably about a $200 type item. Next up, 1916 Denver, one of my favorite years for coins. The year that coins changed forever. And you can see why we like these coins so much. 1916 brought on the Walking Liberty half dollar, the Standing Liberty quarter, which we saw earlier, and the Mercury dime. A renaissance, if you will, for U.S. coinage. Love to have me a new renaissance. We need a new Reformation. We need a new renaissance. You fill in the blank. I'm so excited for all of the changes that coins could have, maybe should have. Kind of an interesting coin, a little bit, I don't know how to say this, misleading. I'm looking at all the luster going over the entire surface of the coin. You have just a little bit of breaks in luster in the field area right there. So if you watch the luster dance a little bit of some break action in there. Then you look at the high points, so that detail's all there. The coin is just a little bit on the subdued side, and they call this an AU58. Slightly circulated coin, very attractive overall, and not too shabby. That's probably a $500 to $600 type coin. Just one of my all-time favorite dates in coins in general. I think that's true for most people. All right, next up, oh, we got another cracker. Here we go. Pretty excited about this 78cc that was in a ACG MS66 holder, and so I'm excited for this because I thought this coin was really cool looking. And so the tricky part with this coin was my only goal really on this coin was to get it to straight grade. It has a little bit of proof likeness to the field. And then, you know, the toning itself is pretty interesting. The toning itself is a myriad of colors, a menagerie of toning. So you can see some of that proof-like field. And it's not the bright toning that makes people go goo goo gaga. That's all I want to do. It's just not that type of toning, but it is, to me, an attractive coin overall and the type of thing that's just kind of unique. So, 66 to 64, that's okay. All I really wanted on here was a straight grade on that one. I thought that was kind of key on that guy. The 78cc, by the way, in MS66, it's a $4,500 coin. In MS64, it is $750. All right, next up, a 79cc Morgan. Okay, this guy you may notice right away and say, this guy looks a little bit bright. It is Mr. Brightside, and I would agree with you. It's got a little bit too much brightness to it. Overall, they call this a VF cleaned genuine. And we knew this one was cleaned when we sent it in, but at a 79cc, it's an expensive enough coin that people still want to get it certified. It's not abhorrently bright. It's not a crazy bad looking coin overall. A lot of detail to it. Kind of more of a middle VF. Probably still a $500 coin in that condition. Next up, 1879S, but with the reverse of 78. Very, very scarce type coin. And this one is pretty chewy. I mean, it's got a lot of contact marks all throughout the back. Some heavier sections in here in that open area. And so it earned a 62, which I think is a very accurate grade on that guy. A coin that in 62 is $500-ish, and in 63 is $1,100. It doubles basically from 2 to 3. You don't usually see too many coins double from a 2 to a 3, which kind of tells me a lot of coins come back 62s. So this would have been, you know, I assume that these would have been really early on in the 79S productions, that they still had the reverse of 78s in use. It's kind of a mule of sorts. And so they got dumped on by other coins. All right, next up, one of these things is not like the other. Come on, can you guess which one? 85 Carson City. So I got 285 Carson Cities here to show to you. We're going to start with the long view on that guy. Then I'm going to grab the other one here and take a long view again, and you guys can tell me if you like the first coin or the second coin better. The second coin has a little bit of toning on the reverse. So for me, you know, eye appeal wise, the coin on the left definitely has a higher level of eye appeal, but that's because it has kind of that frosted obverse look to it. And the reverse has just a luster bomb on that guy. And they both came back 64s. We'll probably ask a few bucks extra for the one that I think is a little bit nicer. Those guys tend to trade, what, in the $800 range, roughly? $800-900. You know, interesting, 85 cc's are an interesting coin because an uncirculated coin will cost you 600 bucks, and a gem coin will cost you 1100-1200. It moves, but it doesn't move crazy fast. All right, let's get cracking. This one is fun. So this coin here, an ADS and 66 CAC, and I bought this coin specifically to break it. I actually had put a note on there. You know, I put a note to myself to send that into PCGS because I thought the coin was really, really attractive. You know, and so sometimes when you look at a coin, depending on the angles, it's kind of like looking through glass and at plastic and stuff, which you literally are doing, but also just the way that the light reflects, and you see lots of little things. Like at this angle, the coin's looking like nice, but not that great. But then you get it at other angles, you're like, okay, I see like that shot there when you see the smoothness from the cheek to the fields. I just thought the coin was really nice and kind of worthy of trying to get into a 7 holder. The reverse is quite stunning, and the obverse, we'll take a closer look here to see that, you know, some of the times you see things like the little white flecks and stuff, those are not hits, they're just little white flecks that are on the surface of the coin. But the field itself, the neck itself, if you look, you're like, okay, well, that's actually very much so pristine. Just a little bit of a slide mark there. The rest of this area is super, super clean. So 66, we got the upgrade finally. Well, there you go. Go ahead and put that on your calendar, guys. Ben finally got an upgrade. All right, that's right. Was it the blind squirrel finds a nut once in a while? 030, oh my, the 030, the mighty 030, how it has fallen, but still a tough coin, still liked. Oh, this coin's cool because this coin was probably at the end of a roll. Those type of lines that you see, the solid lines, usually if you have a paper roll and where the paper folds, you'll see some of those different lines. Kind of like when you handle paper currency, you understand how people would fold things and put it in their wallet. When you look at enough of this type of stuff, you say, oh, well, that looks like ... fill in the blank. If you've seen enough coins and holders or come from different things, you know, to me, this looks like it was the end of a roll that had a paper folded different directions on it. Also, or people will say, well, it looks like a tape mark, but I'm kind of was leaning more towards the paper roll end just because it has some lines going the other direction. But you could convince me otherwise. If it was at the end of the roll and it had tape going across the end of the roll for some odd reason, that affects the way that a coin will tone. 030 MS63, and I don't think I talked about that ADS's price. That's probably a $700, $800 type coin. The 030 is a $700+ coin. If I didn't say it already, these coins were gone for about 2.5 months out at PCGS. Next up, we have an 01S. This coin is cool. This is one of the nicest 01S's I've had in a while. And 01S is, so that the San Francisco Mint coins from the 20th century on dollars are just tougher than hen's teeth, right? So you're looking at coins, the 1900S, even before that, all those ones at the end of the 90s too, 96, 97, 98, and 9. 1900, 01, 02, 03, 04S. I'm trying to think if any of those are coins that I've never had uncirculated. Probably there's a few of them. I mean, like I don't think I've had an UNC96S in years. 01S, this one, they graded an MS64. Overall, very pleasing coin. It has a lot of little chatter to it. It doesn't have the same eye appeal as like those 85 cc's did in the same grade, But once again, coin to coin, year to year, mint to year, coins look different from one to the other. Probably a $1,700 type coin right there. Really tough. Oh, I'm so excited about this coin. Here's my dilemma of the day, right? So this guy was in a rattler, MS61 rattler, right? Big bad rattler guy. You can already see I got stuff going on here. And so really stunning coin. And I paid up for it. I mean, I paid basically like 64 money for this coin. And you can see there's a sticker in my way. I can't even show you the whole coin first. So I love the toning. I love the surface. And I don't know what I'm going to do here. Look. So they think that this coin could be improved by PCGS restoration. Also, they call it altered surface unk detail. So here we go, guys. Look at this. Which sticker, like, I'm getting mixed signals here, guys. So I don't know what I'm going to do with this coin yet. This is a coin that needs to go into grading somewhere else again and get in what I think is the right holder. I don't think it's an altered surface. I just think it's kind of a wild grade. I think the coin is stunning. I mean, that's all original skin right there on that coin. I think I'll probably just send it to CAC as is and then see what they say. CAC grading, I mean, not CAC stickering. And then just, you know, go from there. We shall see. All right, last but not least, so I've got a couple more things. So I had a 74 type 1, type 3 dollar come in, and I had thrown on the label MS60 plus. So at that point, it's worth getting graded. And so, you know, I wasn't sure how they would grade this particular coin. I just knew that I liked it as an unk. And without further ado, I sent it in. I didn't study this coin very closely. Sometimes I just make a quick knee-jerk reaction to something like, oh, that's nice, I'm sending that in. And it is nice. It's got really great luster, not a lot of contact marks on it. Yeah, really nice luster on this guy. So MS64 is a very nice grade. This coin is probably somewhere in the $1,000 ballpark. You know, maybe a little bit less. But a lower grade unk coin like a 61, 62 is probably a $450 to $500 coin. You know, that jump's going to be up there in that 64 range. And last but not least, I had in a previous video showed these to you. These were these 1999 W's with the unfinished proof dies. Y'all may remember that. So the W, but not proof. Cool little group of birds. MS69, I got 3 of these guys in here. If I can get them out of the case. Apparently that's a problem for me. But all in all, they're attractive. These guys trade in MS69 somewhere in, let me see here, roughly the $800 range. I got 1, 2, 3. Sorry, that one is also 69. This one is also 69. I'm gonna bury the lead here. I didn't even ask you guys to make popcorn today. All right, guys, thanks so much for being here. I'm Ben the Coin Geek. You can subscribe by clicking on the owl button in the corner and watch more videos on the right side of the screen. Thanks.